And we are recording. Hey everyone, welcome to I'm Only Human. I'm Average Jen, and today I have with me Roadie J. Roadie J is going to talk a little bit about himself and how Accountability Nation came to be and how he tours with bands like Strange Days and the Rob Daniels Band. So, Roadie J, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
How's everyone doing? I'm Roadie J, otherwise known as Jason. I started Accountability Nation back in April of 22. I posted my day one photo going back to the gym. And part of the reason that is because of the lifestyle that I want to live. And within that lifestyle, I spend days on the road with the band Strange Days. I also work with the Rob Daniels Band. I'm just started working with a band called Nobody's Puppet. Absolutely check them out on all of them on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you stream music, check them all out. They're all worth listening to. Quite honestly, Nobody's Puppet, the song music is incredible. Strange Days, One United, my personal favorite, and Rob Daniels Band. The song I Brought You Home. If you find his YouTube channel, look up the video. I did that video for him.
That was a pretty awesome song. I remember we were going back and forth while you were creating it, and I'm like, why don't you try this? Or how did you do that? And that was pretty fun.
Oh, absolutely. That was the beginning of what Roadie J Media Productions is becoming. And to be honest with you, it is super grassroots. I have a tablet. I've got a cell phone. I've got a couple of tripods and a little bit of equipment. And I've learned how to use apps on my phone like Shotcut, Adobe Express, Pic Collage, and I'm creating multimedia for these bands to help them get recognized. And quite honestly, it's a path that I've always wanted to go down. I just never really realized my passion for not only live music and being on the road with the bands, because that gets in your blood. And I'm not gonna lie, the road is not as romantic as it sounds. It just isn't. I mean, it's long hours in a van with a group of guys that you really have to be close with in order to do that. And sometimes it's weekend trips or it's a week out on the road and you're in a different city every night playing a different venue, and it takes a lot on you. So part of how I deal with that is working out. Like Accountability Nation started because I recognized that I was too far overweight from where I was comfortable and I needed to change. And that change is driven by the lifestyle that I choose to live. So that's how that works.
How did you come up with Accountability Nation? Like the name, did it just seem to fit into your brain?
It popped in one day, and a lot of it comes down to just culture. I want to build my own self culture of accountability. So I'm like, wouldn't it be great to have a nation of people that have the same beliefs where they want to live an accountability style lifestyle, and hold themselves self accountable for their actions and making better choices. The more people that make better choices for themselves, it translates into making better choices to help others. It's just that simple. And unfortunately, our culture is lacking this fundamental principle of just being a better person to others, because you're a better person to yourself.
In the Accountability Nation, have you gotten people to join in with you?
I have several hundred of my followers on Twitter that really understand what Accountability Nation is, and they've bought t-shirts, hoodies. They rep it on Twitter. I get a lot of people reaching out to me and telling me that thanks for what you do, because of what I do, I've inspired them to do better things in their own life. And I'm like, well, there's my moniker of success right there. It's not monetary value, it's the value that I bring to others. So there are definitely people out there that do live the Accountability Nation lifestyle, and it's awesome to watch.
Sounds pretty awesome. So tell me a little bit more about being a roadie and what that's like.
So a lot of what it is long hours where you hurry up and wait. You get into a venue, you unload, you get set up, you get the merch set up, and you've got 3 hours sometimes before doors even kick off, and you're just hanging out with whatever band you're opening with that night, or support staff within the building. Then you just relax, and a lot of times you have some of the best conversations with people, and you find common ground, and you talk out ideas, and then it's time to entertain. And part of what I do as a roadie while the band is performing is I work on hyping the crowd up, because the more you can get the crowd into it, the more the guys are going to react to that. And the whole point of going to a show is to have fun. And if you're not really engaging with the band, are you really having any fun? And the answer to that to me is no. So my idea is, let's get
around looking like a fool sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm that guy. I dance like those terrible teenage white girls on TikTok, the ones that think they dance good, but unfortunately they're needing some more practice. Yeah, I dance like that.
I can't dance good at all, and I'm really embarrassed whenever I try.
Well, I've got like 2 moves. I mean, I got like the dice throw and the ice cream scoop. I mean, that's about it. And I work with it.
Well, that's good that you can have fun out there. Do you pretend to play superstar while you're setting everything up sometimes?
Oh, there's moments where, like, the drummer, Adam, he's been really cool to catch some shots for me of me. Like, I was tuning up a sound check in Omaha, and he caught a picture of me on the mic, so it looked like I was the lead singer for a moment. That was pretty cool. There's a few places when we're just doing practices that I get to mess around on the mics a little bit and belt something out. And I've also actually started writing lyrics here and there, and I hand them off to Scotty and Eric to let them do what they're going to do with them. And the potential that a song comes to be with some of my work in it is a real possibility now.
That's exciting to think about.
It is, especially because I don't have the musical talent. So to be able to do something in the music world and find my niche while here has been really the cool part. And it's only really been since 2017 that I've been on and off with Strange Days predominantly. I mean, career's gotten in the way and different jobs that I've done. Currently, the job that I do with Amazon, I'm able to be flexible and get on the road with the bands. And that's been helpful to be able to do that, because when you're working a full-time job, normally it's hard to get those extra days off. And with Amazon, it's not.
All right, so let's get back to talking about Roadie J and some of the cool places that you've gotten to go to, and some of the cool people that you've gotten to meet.
So for me, I'm a huge Candlebox fan, and getting to meet Kevin Martin was a bucket list artist for me, to be able to not only see up close, but to be able to spend some time and actually talk with and get photos with. That was really cool. Blacktop Mojo, they're a band that I'm a huge fan of. Got to meet the whole band. It was really exciting. Pop Evil, Josie Scott, who's restarting his own version of Saliva. He took some time off the road to deal with life in general, and he's coming back pretty strong. I've been out on the road with Hinder. I've been on the road with Hairball. They're an 80s metal tribute band. They're really cool. We're actually going to be in Brookings, South Dakota on the 29th of this month, opening for them again. Hairball loves to bring Strange Days out because not only do we pump the crowd up in the early going, but people really in that crowd, they like Strange Days. So it's awesome that that relationship has continued to grow over the years.
So are you part of like the in crowd now when you talk to these people, or are you just someone that they met? And I mean, do you still communicate with some of these people from these bands?
I do actually. I've made some friends from some prominent national bands. Josie Scott's the guitarist. Him and I are really good friends now. Lee Caddy, the lead singer of Pop Evil, him and I conversate on a few different times. We've had some conversations. Josie Scott, I've talked with him as well outside of just being at the venue. So I do get the opportunity to have some friendships with people like these guys. And it's awesome because past the fact that they're famous, some of them, and they're performers, they're still people and they still have life going on, and the kids and the other sort of things. Just anything you can think of is probably happening. I mean, they're just real people that do something that has made them famous.
Do they act any differently now that they're famous, or do they act like normal people? They don't act like, I guess I'm asking, do they act like they're above you because they're rich?
It's rare that you get that type of person. Most everyone that we work with, they're very down to earth people. Their reputations are pretty solid, and I can verify that the overwhelming majority of artists that I meet are just super chill people that love to play music. I mean, some of the coolest people I met were in the band Royal Bliss. They're not hugely popular in comparison to some of the other bands that we've worked with. Honestly, though, like that group of guys, they're really, really good dudes. So happy to be friends with those guys.
It's like living in a dream, isn't it?
It really is, because when you grow up, you know, it's like, oh, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. But when you start to get into your teen years and you start to really discover what you're passionate about, and for me, it's always been music and sports, like more music nowadays than sports, to be honest with you. But to be in a position where I found a way to live that dream is incredible. And the experience that I get, the life experience out of this, just can't be topped. I mean, there's no amount of money in the world that I would take to trade out to live the life that I live right now.